If you feel like people talk over you, they dismiss your ideas, or simply just don't take you seriously, then it's not because they don't care. It's because you're not commanding their attention. And so in this video, we're going to show you how to fix that, and so you can stop being ignored, and so you can speak with confidence and authority.
Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh.
Hey guys, Brennan Giebel here, and in this video, I'm going to talk you through 3 key points on how you can speak with more confidence and have more authority when you speak. And so the first one is owning your voice. Stop hesitating. Stop doubting yourself what you're going to say. Speak with a strong and steady tone. Project your voice. Speak from here and not from here. And eliminate the weak and doubtful language like I think, or maybe, or maybe we should do this. Whatever those things are. Confidence is felt before it is heard. Confidence comes from within, and you've got to act confident and be confident, and it comes from owning your voice. You've got to find your voice. You've got to allow yourself to have more certainty within yourself, and then that's going to allow you to own your voice. Now, one of the biggest things too is having more confidence in it is to have some tongue twisters and to start practicing talking. Because that's a way for you to own your voice, to speak clearly. When I first started doing this, I used to do a video journal. And so I would just film myself, talk to the camera, just talk about how I went for the day, what happened. It was only short, but it was just me starting to learn to talk better and to project and to having to speak in front of a camera. And then as it went on a little bit, I started doing a daily video on Facebook, which are pretty terrible when I look back on them, but it was helping me start. And now we obviously run events and I'm speaking here fine and all these things. And it's all from owning my voice, and it's through practicing and through repetition and projecting my voice and trying to speak from here rather through from here, and doing vocal exercises and doing tongue twisters and training myself, training my voice, training my mind, and training how I speak. And it's all comes from practice. So you can do it. It just takes a little bit of time. It's not going to happen overnight, but we need to. Now, the other biggest thing that holds us back is we feel this shame. We feel like, there's the shame or the fear of speaking up, speaking our truth. You may have heard when we're younger, it's like you shouldn't say this or don't say this, or you might have said something and you heard someone say you should be ashamed of yourself. And so then all of that shame and fear and doubt then holds us back from fully speaking up, and then that's the thing that we need to work through. So ask yourself, what is it that maybe you're holding back from? Why do you feel ashamed about saying things? Do you fear saying things? Do you doubt yourself when you talk? Cool, when you've identified that, trace that back in your past. When did you learn those behaviors? When did you learn those fears, those emotions, those thoughts? Work through that and things will dissolve. And so Maggie Kern said, speak your mind even if your voice shakes. And so what she means is by just start talking. Whatever, if you want to say something, if something's on your mind, just start talking. It may not come out very well. It may be shaky. It may be hesitant. But the more that you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And so it starts by just allowing yourself to speak your mind when you need to, if there's something there, because what you suppress gets expressed some way, whether it might be someone else or whether it's through the physical body, and can end up in some kind of ailment or some kind of thing that's not what you want inside of your body. And so on to step number 2, master your body language. In the communication model, 54% of communication comes from your physiology, how you hold your body language. So it has the most of communication. So stand tall, make eye contact, look people in the eyes when you're talking to them. When they're talking to you, look them in the eyes and control your hand gestures. You don't want to be walking around like this, or you don't want to be walking around like this and not having any and being like stiff. You want to be able to just use them well. And it just comes from practice. You might need to practice in the mirror. You may want to go onto YouTube and Google, and you may want to do a body language course. You may want to, look at some other different videos on how to master body language, because then that's going to make a massive difference to your communication. Your presence speaks before your words do. I don't know if you've ever listened to someone talk and you can see them walking out onto stage. You can just be like, wow, like this person has a presence about them. It's going to be a good talk. You can tell that before they even talk. It's how they hold their body. Now, I first kind of learned this, although at the time I didn't really know, but I was traveling through some of the European countries, through Italy and France and that type of stuff. And I would see them to start with, and obviously I couldn't speak the language, but they were like, their hands were going everywhere, and like they were quite vocal in their tone. And I was like, why are these people yelling at each other all the time? And then, you know, I kind of realized that it was just their culture, and that's just what it was like. And I also was very conservative with expressions when I was younger. Like my family, that there wasn't that over expression when talking about different things and conversations and all of that. So our expressions were very soft. So it's gone from like one extreme to the other almost. And so for me, it was kind of threw me off a little bit. Now I know what it was, but at the time, it took me a little bit to adjust, and it was maybe a little bit uncomfortable to start with because I didn't have that growing up, you know. So that's a good example to show you the difference on how our body language can make us think differently about communication and what we think others are saying and how it comes across. Now, Ralph Waldo Emerson said, when the eyes say one thing and the tongue another, a practiced man relies on the language of the first. So what he means by that, the body language and the eyes means more than the words that are spoken. And this is really key for men when they talk about hearing their partners talk. Sometimes they may say things and it's like a lie. They say a lie, but we need to follow their actions and follow their physiology and how they say things. And this leads me on to point number 3, be clear, be direct. Powerful men don't ramble. Say what you mean, get to the point, and speak with conviction. People respect certainty. If you've asked someone a simple question and they go around in this big circle and literally you just ask them what the time was, you're lost in the conversation and you're like, I don't want to ask that person anything ever again because they've just started rambling, they've just gone off. You get to your point and say it clearly, say it quickly, be direct, being like, yep, this is what it is, this is what it is. If you think about air traffic controllers, they give direct orders. They might be like, you're coming in too low, or get up, go higher. I don't know exactly what they say, but something like that. It's like they just give direct orders, nice, as simple as possible, and people don't trigger the ego. The pilots aren't going, oh, he's criticizing my flying. Maybe I'm not all this good, maybe I'm not cut out for it. No, it's a direct order and they just do what they say. And so that's the part of being direct. We've got to be direct, we've got to be clear, but also understand that some people might not know how to do it because it might trigger their ego. So we need to be able to say these things clearly with conviction, like we breathe them, but also respect that other person where they're at. So then we don't trigger them, and then that's just a situation that then is gonna make it difficult for you, for everyone else. Now, it's not up to us to worry about walking around trying not to trigger other people, because then we're gonna be walking on eggshells and that's not very fun. But the point is just to be mindful in your speech and respect the other person when you're talking to them as well. But still be clear, still be direct, but respect them as well. And so Tony Robbins said, clarity is power. The clearer you can say things, the clearer you can explain things, the more direct you can be, the more your communication is going to improve and everyone else is going to be able to understand what you're saying, and you're going to feel more confident and free in communication. And so remember that weak communication keeps you invisible. Strong communication makes you unforgettable. People always remember how you make them feel, not what you say. So we want to make them feel different, and then that's how we become remembered, rather than just saying words. It's really a small portion of the words. So which version of you would you like the world to see? The invisible version or the unforgettable version? Again, it's a choice. Go through these 3 points, implement them into your life, and you'll see a massive difference moving forward. Remember, I got you back for life. If there's anything I can do, let me know. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. You made it to the end of the video and you are one of the top 1%ers who get to this point. Now, if you're sick and tired of not growing to the level that you want, if you're sick and tired of being the same spot that you were 12 months ago, if you're like, you know what, I've got so much more to offer, but I don't really know how to get there, then if that is you, down below, book in your call with one of my team. Just enter your phone, enter your email, and enter your number. And hey, look, we can't reach you if you enter details that are wrong. So enter your right details. We'll be able to reach out to you. We'll show you the 4 stages that we take men through that's going to completely rip you out of your current situation and push you in a new direction that where you want to go. I will push you as hard as I can to get that outcome for you, because I know how much the life is good on the other side of it when we get out of the shit, when we get onto where we want to go. So click the button and I'll see you on the other side.